There's no better bet than a Sportingbet.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Chasing the Dollar, brought to you by Sportingbet. My name's Noel Ovington. Thanks for your company as we look at the quaddie legs from Wentworth Park on Saturday night and hopefully find you a winner or two along the way. Helping with that is the person to my right, Adam Pengilly. And Adam, a bit of luck last week. We got the quaddie, also the Sydney Cup Lucy Wires with the scratching of Smart Valentino. Paid very well, so overall quite a good week.
Yeah, hello Noel, hello everyone. Yeah, it wasn't too bad a week at Wentworth Park last week. I must admit the scratching of suits certainly didn't affect our chances in that race, but ended up getting the quaddie with 7 straight winning. Well done to Lucy Wires. Hope you took a little bit of the early value on offer in midweek when I suggest have a saver on her. Looking forward to the races this week at Wentworth Park on Saturday night. A little bit of a lay period before we get into the really big racing in the Vic Peters next week and the big racing in Melbourne as well.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at the program on Saturday night. Adam, as you said, leading into the Vic Peters Sportingbet sponsored Vic Peters series, a Group 1 age classic where we'll have the heats, semi-final and final over a 3-week period. Great racing. But on Saturday night, the first leg of the quaddie is race 5, the Les Goddard Stakes. And Adam, Zipping Willow trialled at the Meadows last week in preparation for the Top Gun. Unfortunately, didn't get an invitation, but will back up here and does look hard to beat from the 3.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing Zipping Willow back at the track. Noel, I think she's a class greyhound. If you go back and have a really close look at the final of the Bob Payne, her last start a few weeks ago, she's probably only a quarter of a length or half a length from crossing that field. If she did, it would have been Good Night Irene. Back from a more suitable draw in box 3. I reckon she could potentially lead this field, if not be in the first 2 or 3 going around the first turn and be really strong late. She's a class greyhound, Zipping Willow, and I'm going to go with a Canberra Cup winner to get us off to a good start in the first leg of the quaddie. I reckon number 4, Electro Storm's a really good Quinella bet here on Saturday night. Just forget last week, it was an absolute aberration. He just a little tardy early and got squeezed. He was absolutely flying before that, drawn to get a really good run underneath a wide running Corborn Havoc going into the first turn. I reckon he can push Zipping Willow all the way on Saturday night, so he's my clear second pick. Number 7, Maximus Danger, is another pup on the way up for Jason McKay. It goes in for 3rd. And number 6, Mr. Kenmore. I was really kicking myself last week for not making him my top pick after suggesting he's probably the best box runner at Wentworth Park all night. I just think this might be a little bit harder from out wider on the track, so my numbers are 3, 4, 7 and 6.
Okay, the second leg of the quaddie is race 6, the Sportingbet Stayers Stakes. And Adam, suits us dropping in grade from the Sydney Cup. Ran a great race when 4th, beautifully drawn in box 1. Speed on the inside also with number 2, Corborn Looney. Should be a good race between this pair.
Yeah, I thought Suits Us was absolutely magnificent last week in the Sydney Cup after getting a runner's reserve. Like you mentioned, Noel, clearly the easiest race he's met for some time. I think he jumped really well last week in the Sydney Cup, and I was thinking he might be able to do the same here. He's probably not the fastest greyhound of the first turn, but I reckon if he's in the first 2 or 3 going past the finishing post the first time, he's going to be really strong late. I've got a bit of a wrap on this greyhound. I think he might be able to get the job done here on Saturday night, so I'm going with Suits Us as my top pick. Number 2, Corborn Looney, was absolutely fantastic last weekend against a small field on Friday night. She was superb and should be in the first 2 or 3 again here. I just think there's going to be a fairly significant discrepancy in the market between her and Suits Us on Saturday night, and I don't think there's that far apart on the score of ability, so I'm just happy to play the better value with Suits Us in this race. Number 5, Honey Chicken, will do his usual trick, jump early, try and break the field up. I think the draw's a little bit awkward though, and place prospects are best, and number 7, Number Crunch, is the best of the rest, but I'm really keen on number 1, Suits Us.
Okay, up to race 7, the Macro Meats Gourmet Game Stakes. And Adam, the last 2 are pretty tough affairs. Zipping April had no luck in the Lismore Cup. She fell at the first turn, but yeah, it does look nicely placed here.
Yeah, I think you just have to forget that run on Tuesday night, Noel, when she got absolutely skittled at the first turn in the Lismore Cup heat and fell. I found this race a really hard one to assess. Going to have to play pretty wide in our quaddies, but I just settled on Zipping April. She's not the best out of the boxes, but once she really goes through the gear, she can really muster speed very fast. Should be in the first 2 or 3 going into the first turn, and hopefully be really strong late. And I'm just banking on the fact there might be a little bit more upside to her than some of these others. We haven't seen the best of her at Wentworth Park, but I reckon we might be able to do that on Saturday night. So number 3, Zipping April, is my top pick. Number 1, Avondale Amore, was fantastic last week. He's going to run a similar sort of time to the first post from a suitable draw. Should be able to improve on the clock from last week's second placed effort, and will go close. Number 5, Romancing Affair, posted fantastic figures at Wentworth Park last week. I just think he's going to find it a little bit harder to cross the inside 3 greyhounds here on Saturday night. And number 2, Evil Punk, is also not without a hope, but my numbers are 7, 1, 5 and 2.
Okay, the final leg of the quaddie is race 8, the Rapid Vite Stakes, and this is the most open of the 4 quaddie legs. Most of these dogs have very good form going into the race, Adam. You've probably got to go a bit wider here in the quaddie.
Yeah, it's a really tough race to finish the quaddie 9. I think we're going to take half the field a bit later in the show. We'll make our quaddie selections known. I've settled number 2, Princess Alyssa, is the least experienced dog in the race, but I thought she's been fantastic from 2 wide draws at Wentworth Park in her first 2 looks at headquarters. Back close to the rails here, she's got enough early speed to put herself in the race. I think she can improve on the clock and will go close to winning this race. So I've made number 2, Princess Alyssa, my top pick. Number 4, Tizza Gold is the value runner for mine. Was really strong through the line last week, has oodles of ability, plenty of experience at Wentworth Park, and will go close to running sub 30 seconds. I reckon she gets her chance here, so I wouldn't discount number 4, Tizza Gold. Watch for number 8, Reema's Topaz, to come scooting across from an outside alley. It also has claims, and I've just included number 3, Shine for Sharon, as my 4th pick. It will be there and thereabouts. A really tough race to finish the quaddie, but I've come up with 2, 4, 8 and 3.
Okay, it's that time of the week where we get the top picks for Wentworth Park on Saturday night. And Adam, where are you going for those?
My best bet, Noel, race 5, number 3, Zipping Willow. Great to see her back at Wentworth Park. I think she might just have a little bit too much class for these from the pretty good draw.
And can we find a bit of value there, Adam?
Yeah, tough card, Noel, on Wentworth Park on Saturday night. But I've come up with race 3, number 1. A greyhound called Pantone Green might be worth having a couple of dollars each way on. If you get a chance to watch his last start, it's absolutely battered from pillar to post. There's a couple of smart ones in this race, but they slip up early. I reckon you can take advantage from box 1 and go really close.
Okay, and the all-important quaddie, you're on fire getting it last week. Can you make it 2 in a row?
Yeah, I wouldn't say we're on fire, Noel. The sub definitely helped us out last week, but I reckon the 2 last legs are really hard. So I'm going to play wide in those and try and trim up the first couple. So in the first leg, we're just going to include Zipping Willow and Electro Storm. In the second leg, I reckon Suits Us and Callboy and Luna are the only 2 realistic winning chances. We're going to take 3 in the third leg with Zipping April, Avondale and Moore and Romantic Affair. And the last leg is a real take-your-pick job. We're going to go with Princess Alyssa, Tizza Gold, Reema's Topaz and Shine for Sharon.
Okay, there we have it. Well, good luck, Adam. Hopefully give them strength. It could mean the difference between me doing my weekly shopping at the Sydney Fish Markets or Aldi. So let's hope we can get a collect there. So that's it for another edition of Chasing Zola. Thanks for joining us, Adam.
No problems, Noel. Try and build a bank for next week's big week of racing down at the Meadows and at Wentworth Park as well.
Yes, of course, we have the Sportingbet Vic Peters series starting at Wentworth Park next Saturday night. Until then, thanks for your company.
There's no better bet than a Sportingbet.